What's up, guys and gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Jujustu Kaisen, chapter 188, Tokyo Colony number 2, part 7. This is a pretty solid chapter, but before we get underway with the review, I got two little things to say. Number one, thank you everyone very, very much. My last two reviews have been doing very well. Chapter 186 hit over 600 views at last check, and chapter 187 at a solid 1100 plus views and still climbing. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm decided to be nice to me these past 2 weeks or something like that, but I appreciate all of that. And number two, so let's hope this video hits 1,200 views. Let's make that happen. But the next thing is I got a small little treat for you guys at the end of the video. I say it's a treat, it's more like the trick part of trick or treat, right? Because I've got the voice. If you guys are listening right now, you guys can tell I have the voice that was meant for silent films. So if you guys feel like butchering your eardrums, the opening part of this chapter gave us actual lyrics to If You Stand Over There, Hakari's theme song. And I decided, after getting 1,100 views on my last review, you guys deserved for somebody to sing it. So I'm going to be singing it and absolutely butchering your eardrums, as I've already said, at the end of the video. So if you're interested in that and me making a fool of myself, stick around for that monotone ass singing. But let's move on with the rest of the review, because this chapter, ladies and gentlemen, this chapter, okay, so it was just a they fight chapter. Let's be real. There wasn't really a whole lot of intricacy, which I sort of like. Because to this day, I understand about a solid 85% of the power system and the techniques and cursed energy and all that stuff of Jujutsu Kaisen. 80 to 85. I understand. But I'm no Wikipedia. I'm no perfect. I know everything about Nen. I know everything about, cursed energy. I know everything about ABC power system, right? So chapters like this make an idiot like me feel a little less stupid, you know what I mean? Because I just have never taken the time to sit down and fully map out everything when it comes to cursed energy or something like that. Like, I'm sure people could figure it out in the same way that many people have figured out Nen from Hunter x Hunter, but like chapters like this just make me feel a lot better because it's just an enjoyable slugfest of the chapter. I don't need to understand completely the restless gambler conditions to know that Hakari right now is immortal, can use reverse curse technique, and he's kicking the shit, and this is just a great fucking fight. The opening page, this double spread, Hakari and Kashimo racing back. We get to see Hakari in his full-blown damn, you work out, son, sort of showcase here. And the best, this is a great battlefield for them because it's a container lot. It's a container field. And so they're just beating the shit out of each other. They're racing past each other. It's boom, boom, boom. Hakari punches, slams Kashimo into one of the containers. Boom, boom, boom. The container goes flying. He jumps off of it and boom, slams a container right through to smash into Hakari. And it's just like, damn, so he punches it right back, and these two are grinning and smiling. They're just having the good old fashioned boom, boom, come on, that don't feel so bad. Come on, hit me right here, give me your best shot, bitch. And they're having a fucking phenomenal time. We just see them going back and forth, and the next double spread is them just beating the shit out of this container back and forth that Kashimo busted back to Hakari. They've been punching it back and forth to each other at like a range of the size of the container, and the container's just giving to the might and power of these two. So then Hakari finally does the final bash, it seems, but he slips up in a way that Kashimo decides to take the door part of the container off, uses it to slam Hakari right in the face. And this is where we see Hakari, we see like, it's like all his skin is gone and everything. Like there's the eyeball and it's like, And this is where Kashimo recognizes, now I don't know if this is new information necessarily, but I don't remember it if it isn't, is that cursed energy comes from the stomach. Reverse curse technique operates from the head. Okay. So, cursed energy is Toriko power system, but when you use reverse curse technique, it somehow has nothing to do with the Toriko. Like, I'm a little confused by this. It's sort of like, okay, so the cursed energy comes for some reason from the stomach. I guess it could give you, indigestion once in a while too. But so that's weird. But then reverse curse technique comes from the head. The idea of this, I'm just playing. But at the end of the day, all this means is that Kashimo is trying to just take his head off in one fell swoop, so he can't use reverse curse technique. Because as he states, no matter how powerful reverse curse technique is, a single blow to the head can kill. So I will pinpoint my lightning and make it explode in his head. And he does this, and bang, as it does it, oh, and Hakari is like, oh shit, and then boom, he starts healing from the point that it was broken. Now, I don't fully understand this, because according to Kashima, what he does is, while healing his damaged brain, he's expelling cursed energy from his nose. So I think the idea is that the lightning was going to blow up his brain and fill it with cursed energy. So he's expelling the lightning cursed energy out his nose while healing the brain. I think that's what happened. Not 100%. Maybe somebody who understands the intricacies a little better can explain this to me, because I don't fully understand. He smashed Hikari in the head so that he could get his lightning into his brain, and then he started healing the brain before the lightning could fully. Anyways, as I said, I don't fully understand all the intricacies, but Hikari admits that he almost got him. So apparently he almost had him with that. So that is one way to get through to him, I guess. So, but instead of trying this again, instead of trying this technique again, Kashimo set up something different, because it's almost over, and Kashimo's been taking damage from Hikari, don't get me wrong, and his movements are even faster and all this shit. So now they start the slugfest again. They start beating the shit out of each other, and this is where Hikari says he's going to sacrifice his immortal body to take this dude out. He's just going to keep pressuring him because this dude is dangerous as fuck. So this is where apparently all the way across from the container field where they're battling in, all the way across to the other side of the container field is the rod here. And it says that Kashimo used the lightning's return stroke to pull back the charge accumulated in the staff, landing a direct hit on Hikari, who is in between himself and the staff. So it's just a burst of lightning from the charge that he already set in the staff, stabbed over there, and it's this streak of lightning. Once again, almost impossible to dodge, or nigh impossible to dodge, and boom, at the right moment, he's been counting the seconds in his head while fighting. Kashimo is still a boss. Kashimo's got to be in the top 10 easily, maybe even top 5 strongest characters in the verse, because right now he's keeping up with an immortal reverse curse technique Hikari, beating the shit out of him while keeping some Senku level timer in his head to know the exact moment that the immortality is going to run out. He was counting it down, 8 seconds, blah blah, and the moment it counts down, he uses the lightning. The lightning, of course, is faster than the second. Boom, simultaneously hits Hikari the moment that his immortal body ends, and strikes him right through and tears out this chunk. And I'm like, oh shit. And Kashimo's like, it's over. And this is where Hikari, domain expansion. And it's like, Kashimo's like, this guy can still, and the restless gambler, even if you die, it's the gambler's way. So right out of the gate with this one, Kashimo's first plan, way better, even though I fully don't understand it. What I'm taking away from it is that even though Hikari's technically immortal because of reverse curse technique, if he can blow up the brain all in one shot, if he can just, boom, there goes the head, disintegrated, then reverse curse technique won't matter, because reverse curse technique happens up in the brain. If he can destroy the brain almost instantaneously, then there's no possibility it can heal itself. So that was sort of the plan there, I guess, and it didn't really work. Not really sure why it didn't work, but apparently it didn't work. And instead of going with that, he goes with this one. But the thing is that this, he didn't get him through the head. He got him right through here. And as long as Hikari, once again, Hikari already proved earlier in the fight that domain expansion, he can just do it again. He can just do it again because the jackpot, right? So he can infinite loop his domain expansion. So maybe Kashimo thought that he could only do it like once or twice more or something like that. I don't know. And there's also the rule about the fourth time is an instant jackpot or a guaranteed jackpot. So he's used it, what, 1, 2, 3. He's used it now. No, 1, 2. This will be the third, I believe. I don't believe this is the fourth. But either way, fact of the matter is that instead of, like, I'm sure he can, I guess he just tried to, like, blow up his torso or something like that. Like, he wasn't thinking that he'd be able to go, okay, I'm dying, shit, I got, like, 1 second. Boom, domain expansion. That's all he has to do is domain expansion one more time while he's, and he'll be fine. So, I think Kashimo sort of fucked up or underestimated Hikari being able to survive long enough to just do this. You know, other than that, it was a very good chapter. It was a very good chapter. This has been a great fight. I think the fight ends next chapter. I really do. Some people are saying like 2 or 3 chapters. I think this chapter, the fight ends easily in the early stages of chapter 190, but I think the fight ends in 189. I think it ends next chapter. That's just me. But yeah, overall, what did you guys think of the chapter? I thought it was great. And once again, if you want to stick around for the butchery, you may. But yeah, besides that, like, comment, subscribe. Always very much appreciated. Don't forget the fourth and most important thing is to drink, but responsibly, as I always do. And we will see you beautiful people back here once again, assuming I haven't busted your eardrums, next time. Next time for chapter 189. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be the end of the fight. Maybe it'll push to 190. What do you guys think? Let me know. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, you guys stuck around until I made a complete fool and ass of myself. I mean, that's not expected. Yeah, that's totally expected. In fact, most of you probably skipped the review just to listen to this bad monotone singing. You know, over 1,000 videos on YouTube should tell you guys with this nasally ass voice that I can't sing a note. This is going to be bad. Bad, ear-wrenching. I suggest you hit the mute button while listening. It'll still somehow come through the speakers. Trust me. Trust me. But if you guys still want to stick around for the butchery of music everywhere, let's get on to it. You exaggerate everything you do. The nearby Uten shop's not as good as you said. Oh no. The nearby dog's not as big as you said. Oh no. Even me, I'm not as cute as you said. So sad. You said you'd hate me your whole life, and you did. You still exaggerating even till the end. Surprisingly reasonable. Every day while showering, I still recount that verbal slip I made 8 years ago. Whoa, 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 whoa. The hair on your back is so dense, la la. The hair on your back is so dense, la 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 la. Everyone exaggerates everything too. Even if we never met, never lost a hair, never changed our jobs, somehow it'll always work out. But what if it doesn't? Sometimes I exaggerate too. I do. I don't mind makeup or anything like that. I'll shed fake tears without a care. Let's get off to the next stop. Just me alone this time, baby.